Hi, my name is Andrew Hart, and today I'm going to be presenting on Indonesia and the drug problem within it. At this point, I'm sure many of you have heard of the country Indonesia. Indonesia is known for its beautiful beaches and amazing tourism spots, but there is an underlying drug problem which we have to find out about. Indonesia is a country of Asia and has a population of roughly 270 million people. Indonesia is the largest drug market in Asia, and the problem is only getting worse. The president of Indonesia, Joko Widodo, says that drug use is a serious problem. Indonesia sees drug addiction as a security concern rather than a health concern. There are roughly 4.5 million addicts in Indonesia, and many of these addicts start early on in their lives. Originally, only wealthier people were using drugs because it wasn't very accessible, but now even low-class workers and lower-class citizens are using drugs because they're so accessible. Recently, we have seen the media become full of terrifying accounts of destruction, violence, young people losing their lives, the breakdown of traditional values, children robbing their parents, and also prostitution in order to obtain these drugs. The narcotic of choice is crystal meth, or as locals like to call it, shabu, because it's easy to produce and is very popular. Many of these users choose to shoot up because it's the most accessible way to obtain the drug of their choice. The government of Indonesia sees this as a national emergency, and they use very cruel and heavy punishments. In 2015, they publicly executed 14 people, and recently they have publicly shamed many drug users and dealers across the streets of Indonesia. These harsh laws do not scare users or the dealers because they're so addicted to the drug. Indonesia used to be a key transit point for drugs, and now they're one of the key narcotics markets in the region. Police believe they have to fight this war on drugs rather than helping people in order to rid the drugs from Indonesia. In recent years, there have been many studies conducted, and authorities have seen a rise in drug-related cases related to tourism hotspots, including the islands of Bali and Gili Trawangan. In 2017, President Joko Widodo gave authorities more power, tightened drug restrictions, reinstated the death penalty, and granted a shoot-on-sight order for drug dealers and traffickers. The government argues that such strict drug laws are needed because more than 30 addicts die every single day from an overdose. Due to the new drug laws and restrictions, narcotics laws still remain very unclear. There is no difference between a drug user and drug trafficker. For instance, if a person was caught with under a gram of any type of drug, they're supposed to be sent to rehab, but instead, they're all sent to jail. When discussing prevention and harm reduction, the government does not do a lot for individuals with addictions. While the law says they will help them, they do not. In a recent study conducted in 2019, 14.7% of drug users self-reported that they have used some type of treatment and/or rehabilitation service at some point in their lifetime. 90% of these were male and 9.2% were female. While we do not see the government helping these individuals, we do see the Drug Dependence Hospital, which is also known as RSKO, which has been established as a therapeutic community-based rehabilitation program due to the increase in heroin addicts. I believe that Indonesia needs to develop some type of community-based treatment that both enables drug abusers to confront barriers to the utilization of treatment and rehabilitation services, as well as reintegrating them into society and the community. In conclusion, we see that there's a major drug problem in Indonesia. The country states that they want to rehabilitate 100,000 addicts a year using a forced therapy program, but we're unsure if this will work due to the corrupt police force inside the country.